Fixed?
Kind of. I'm not fixed.
What did she need?
Just to find a plug.
Your foster parents are kind of dicks, huh?
Oh, we're like almost at the same place.
Wow.
I need to turn it down though.
Killer timing, man.
Killer timing, man. Killer fucking looping, man. Did it like a pro, motherfucker.
What a great way to start the show. We are recording, Ellie. You may as well introduce yourself and start the show.
I'm Black Ellie, basically. That was like my most ghetto hood intro to date. Hi, are you seriously recording?
Yes.
Why do you do this to me every time?
Start.
Hi, I'm Ellie Fitzgerald, co-host to Ethan McKinley at the 2-Minute Terminator. Blah, 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 blah.
And what minutes are we going from?
From 12 to 14, like.
And what episode are we on?
Episodes 6?
7. It's the 2-Minute Terminator. It's episode 7. We're going from minutes 12 to 14. It's the 2-minute gap bridging the minutes 12 and 14. It starts with the T-1000 walking towards his police car, and it ends with Sarah. But why? Why is he ruin my flow? It starts with the T-1000 walking towards the police car, and Sarah Connor doing pull-ups in the mental institution. Hit the music.
For machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines, they will rule the world.
Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of factor to. Oh god, okay. Go.
What does JMA stand for?
JMA. What do you mean? Have you been factor cheating on me?
Basically, when he gets in the car, when Patrick gets in the car,
Who's that? When Patrick gets in the car, Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I on first name term?
No, go on.
When the T-1000 gets in the car,
yeah,
he starts to type in John Connor, and it says JMA query, and I was wondering what JMA stood for.
let me just freeze frame that because I did think about that.
A wise man should.
Well, because a similar computer, movie fans, is seen in the Blues Brothers. But the Blues Brothers mention the police have SCMODs, which is State, County, Municipal Data... SCMODs. Data... SCMODs. Something system. Oh, yeah. State, County, Municipal Offender Data System. SCMODs, it's called. Now, this is JMA, so maybe it's the Justice Metropolitan... whatever. Yeah.
Yo, Jamal!
Is that your only question?
No. Second of all, as if you'd have that fucking massive computer chunky ass thing in the fucking car that's probably just like teetering on the gear knob. That's massive, no?
Yeah.
Is that seriously what they would have used back then?
What, that computer?
Well, surely you wouldn't have had a computer like that searching for people's details in a car. You'd have just done that back at the office.
No. This is an actual working. This is an actual working police car, and that computer is in fact real.
That's legit.
Yeah.
I want one.
Well, when they were actually filming, many of the cast and crew wanted to check their statuses and their kind of their I guess their profiles, I guess.
Okay.
On the computer, but James Cameron wouldn't let them. But yeah, they wanted to check their records,
James
basically.
Cameron.
Yeah.
Who would you have looked up, Ethan?
All my exes that I still stalk.
Yeah, but the magic is with Facebook, you can see photos and what they're doing.
I know. Yeah, of course.
Letters and flashing lights. And if you're epileptic, you're fucked. Okay, so that was like my first round of questions.
Question attack.
Fucked attack. Second of all, a couple of things with the next scene when we go to John Connor, his ginger friend, and his mom.
You mean Danny Cooksey, the child actor with the red hair?
I was gonna say.
Well, Danny Cooksey, of course, was I think, yeah, he used to be in Different Strokes, and he was a tiny, tiny little kid. He was Gary Coleman's white ginger friend.
So he plays the same part in every movie, white ginger kid.
Basically. No, but he's still working. He's actually broke the curse of Terminator.
Whoa.
So he's actually broken a double curse in the sense that he started off as a child actor and actually left his childhood years behind him and still maintained being a paid actor.
Wow. So I haven't seen him in anything.
Yeah, he's in Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, God. I rest my case, dude.
But he's in the TV series Kung Fu Panda, not the movie Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, okay. So that's even less amazing.
He's in Regular Show. He's in 2 episodes of Regular Show. That was last year. He played Stan, the yoga instructor, and Officer Glenn. Maybe that's a sketch show. Let's have a look. A daily surreal adventures of Blue Jay and a raccoon duo, and they attempt to deal with the mundane jobs of groundskeeping in a local park. Okay, so it's like a Nickelodeon Rugrats type animation thing. He's in The Lorax as Brett and Chet. He's in G.I. Joe Renegades. He's in The Secret Saturdays. He plays Mr. Chichu. He does basically lots of
shit work.
No, I think he looks like he's a voiceover actor pretty much at the moment.
Is that because he's white and ginger?
Yeah, basically you don't want to have those on screen. He's done video games, Medal of Honor, 24 the game, Quake 4. So yeah, he's getting work.
Wow,
he's doing
Quake.
alright.
My brother used to play that.
Quake, I've heard of Quake. I'm just a girl.
Quake and Doom. Doom was the best. Doom had all the really fucking scary, like, demonic creatures and monsters, and you go. I used to scare the shit out of me, man. I used to literally be like hiding behind a pillow on the sofa watching my brother play.
There's actually a really good level in Doom. It was on when they converted it to I think it was the N64. And you walked into a room, and all the monsters were like, it was full of monsters, but they were all like facing away from you. So you could like walk in behind them and you just staring at them, but they're all like looking in the same direction.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I think they were Hell Knights.
That was terrifying.
And then you just open fire on all of them. So good. Doom was great. I like Doom.
I can't imagine you playing a computer game, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, my computer game career kind of left around. You know what? No, I was solid into the Mega Drive and the N64. I even had like a Binatone from 1980 when it was just literally like Pong, and you'd like move. Boop, boop, boop.
You'd have the two things sliding like up and down on the left and the right. Did you ever play Space Invaders?
Like your tits on episode 5 of this podcast.
Although they'd go. I just spat everywhere, but it's fine because this isn't on camera.
It actually is, but it doesn't matter.
You played Doom, but you didn't play Quake. That's a shame.
No, I got a PlayStation 1, and I just kind of fell out of love with it then. Like, I kind of was like, I had Die Hard 3 and like a few games and Crash Bandicoot, but I never really got into that second next generation of gaming with like the thumb controllers and the yaw and the pitch and stuff. It just got a bit too confusing. I just,
I've never had a games console. My brother never had one. My cousin did though, and Baron used to play. He used to play Doom and he used to play Abe's Odyssey. That was fucking awesome. It was this like alien game, and you had like this mission, or you'd have like lots of different missions, but you could also kind of give your character like little kind of quirks and things like that. Like you could make him fart, you could make him whistle, you could make him say certain things. That was really cool. Like Alien, actually, it was quite like Geiger. It was really quite an awesome game. Boring.
While you were rabbiting on it, I gave a secret message to the viewers and my mic really quietly.
It's nice that you're withholding things from me. Okay, cool. So the next part that I wanted to discuss.
God,
what is the car that's on the drive outside the house? Because that looks fucking awesome.
Yeah. Here's the thing as well, just to kind of... Why would the T-1000 need to type all this shit into a computer?
Because he needs the information.
But wouldn't Skynet, as part of a defense computer network, be able to have police records and things from the past? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if there was a war, surely that shit would have been destroyed.
Maybe. However, when Skynet became self-aware and started to take over the infrastructure of the planet, one would assume it gathered all this information, a little bit like that place in Colorado that apparently steals everyone's texts and emails and stores them up. You know?
Sounds like Scientology, man.
Well, I just thought it was odd that the T-1000 would need to use a computer in this kind of like very obvious using it as a human fashion. But hey, what the fuck do I know? So the car on the driveway, it's either a Thunderbird, which is the Smokey and the Bandit Thunderbird. Having said that, I think it's a Camaro.
I mean, it's a really bad colour, but I kind of love that car.
I think it's Bumblebee from Transformers. I think it's like maybe a 78 Camaro, maybe.
Don't pretend you know things, man. You like cars.
I don't, but I'm pretty sure it's a Camaro. I think it's the same car that Bumblebee is in Transformers, the first one.
Oh, I've not seen any of the Transformers.
But I'm not sure what year Camaro is. One's okay.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Next question. John Connor's mum.
Next question. What was I going to say about her? Oh, just that the silly bin walks into the sprinkler when really she could have just gone round the other side.
Well, they are made out to be a bit foolish, aren't they? These foster parents.
Are they? I think he is definitely. I don't think she's particularly foolish. I just don't think she really gives that much for shit.
No, but they are fostering, so they are saintly in some ways.
No, you get money if you foster children.
Oh, okay.
My aunt does it. I don't mind naming and shaming. She's fucking scum. And she's like the least maternal woman. She totally fucked up with her own kids. And yet now she's just like, oh, I'm so good. And I foster these children. It's like, yeah, and you get paid fucking shitloads for doing it. Don't
Wouldn't do it for free, would you, Mrs. Higgins? Wouldn't do it for free.
So, yeah, that's bullshit. The question I was going to ask was a trick question. I was going to say, who painted the picture that's behind Todd and he's lounging about in the living room? But that's a trick question. So I was going to be like, come on then, Mr. fucking Fact Attack. And I'd be like, who paints the picture behind Todd's head? Go.
Ellie, I think you're ruining this show with your divisive fencing and bullshit questions.
Shall I start?
No, it's fine. But I think you're kind of... I don't know. What do you reckon, listeners? Now Ellie's asking questions as well, and not just free-flowing and doing what she does best. She's actually disrupting the show by going, who painted that picture? Which I know you're not going to know the answer to, Mr. Fact Attack.
I'm trying to have a backbone. I'm trying to stand up for myself. Fuck you, Ethan.
Well, I let you introduce the show, and you didn't want to do it. And you're like, oh, what, me? And then you messed that up.
Of course I did.
If it is your first show, listeners, go to another show. Monday shows are usually not great because Ailey has to warm up a little bit. Right, Jennette Goldstien playing John Connor's mother. She's in Titanic. She's the Irish mother. She's in Aliens as Vasquez. Yeah, the Hispanic gun-toting, two-fisted woman with the short hair that everyone had a secret crush on, even though she was a bit mannish. Ellie?
Yes.
She's in Lethal Weapon 2. She gets killed on the diving board in Lethal Weapon 2, and the South Africans want to get their Krugerlands back.
Amazing. Who do you think? Actually, no, I'm skipping. Sorry. I was going to ask another question.
Just skip away. Keep asking questions, Ellie.
No, because you get upset when I ask questions.
No, just like who painted the picture. Say it as a joke. Don't actually ask it as a legitimate question. Just keep it flowing, man. We're getting dead air. We've already got a delay on Skype, sadly.
What else was I going to say?
I prepared questions. Fucking list.
Well, I thought whilst I was waiting for you and learning how to loot things, I'd actually watch it and then actually think about, questions that could be asked. I thought I was being helpful, but fucking hell.
You are. You're just not helping yourself because you keep stammering and stumbling like a...
I was wondering what John's bike was.
I was wondering what John's bike was. John rides a 1990 Honda dirt bike.
Pew, 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 pew. Fuck you. Who do you think would win in an arm wrestle after watching Sarah do all these chin-ups? Sarah Connor or Ripley from Alien?
Sarah Connor. She's a much tougher character.
All right. How's about Ripley?
I think Ripley... Ripley's good in a crisis. I think Sarah Connor's not good in a crisis. I think Sarah Connor's very kind of like assertive. Well, I think Ripley is a reluctant person. She only gets involved when the shit's really hit the fan. Because she kind of gets conned into going to LV-426 and Aliens. It's a James Cameron reference, listeners. Relax. So she's kind of a reluctant hero in the sense that she's only pressed into action when all the Marines are getting fucked up, everyone's being killed. She drives kind of like the armoured personnel transport into the aliens' hive and kind of rescues who she can and then drives out of there. And she's the only person who kind of remains composed enough not to panic and fuck up like Hudson did and many of the other Marines. So in that sense... After the fact, I guess you'd want Ripley around because she's a bit more of a measured thinker, whereas Sarah Connor's like, I've had a child grow inside me, and this is going to happen. And she's a bit trigger finger, isn't she? So, yeah. You wouldn't want her around. So, and I think the tougher...
more on kind of like impulse and emotion, whereas Ripley's a lot more like methodical and she thinks about shit.
Yeah. If you just wanted to sort some shit out, you'd send Sarah because she's a bit antisocial. No one really likes her that much anyway. And who cares if she gets killed? So you could send her into harm's way, and she
Everyone's a winner.
You'd be like, oh, "Thank God she died." And then when that had happened, when she'd soaked up some of the enemy fire and got rid of a few of the thing you were fighting, you go, "Right, Ripley, now let's figure this shit out and get off this planet."
She'd drive the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else do you want to add to this episode, Ethan?
Xander Berkeley, who plays John Connor's father, he's quite a famous character actor. He's in Gattaca, he's in Air Force One, he's in Taken with Liam Neeson, he's in Terminator 2, remarkably. Yeah.
Who was he in Taken?
He was in the X-Files for quite a few episodes too. He's in Kick-Ass as Detective Gigante. Who was he in Taken? That's an excellent question.
That's an excellent question.
He is... Oh, he played Sinestro in The Brave and the Bold. Pew, 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 pew. Just trying to find him on IMDb where he is in Taken. Keep talking, Ellie. Talk to me. Tell me.
Talk to me. Well, at this current moment, I'm just...
Oh, he played Stuart in Taken. There you go.
Oh, yeah, please. Just fucking talk over me.
You asked the question. I've answered it. Stuart's in Taken.
Hello. Yeah, of course. Sorry, people. iPhone plug.
Oh God. And this is the reason, listeners, that
You're very welcome. Bye.
this is why we do them in blocks, listeners, because then you don't have your mum coming in, you don't have flatmates coming into Ellie or her room.
Coming into Ellie.
So yeah, no, it's God, this is a difficult show. I'm sorry, listeners. They will get better tomorrow, I promise. Xander Berkeley's been in a bunch of stuff. American character actor. Jennette Goldstien, of course, plays John Connor's mom. She's in Aliens, some James Cameron projects. She's in a really good podcast recently, if you want to know her kind of life story, which is called I Was There Too, which is on the Nerdist Network. And there we go. All right, Ellie, here's the thing for you. This is set in 1995. Did you know that?
No.
Well, Terminator is set in 1984, so this is around 1994 to 1995. So that makes John about 10 years old, but he looks way older than 10. They should have made him 13 years old and set it in 97, right? Thanks, Ellie. Is there anything sugary you can eat?
Dude, like, the whole thing just froze. I haven't heard anything. Like, your picture is, like, frozen.
Oh. Well, we can hear each other, though, right? Well, that's why we should do this
I
over
could
Viber.
hear you for, like, 2 minutes.
We should do this over Viber. It's a much clearer sound and it's nicer. I think for future episodes, we don't need to see each other.
Okay.
Leave some to the imagination of you trying to fucking get your nipples out.
Sorry. I tried to inject a bit of flesh and excitement into our fucking podcast.
Well, in episode, what is it, 4 and 5, Ellie, they filmed around the Lakeview Terrace area, which is where the Rodney King beating happened. Now, the crazy hospital, the nut house in which Sarah is incarcerated by Dr. Silberman, it was originally an office building in Lakeview Terrace Medical Center, and it was decommissioned after the earthquake, or an earthquake.
Oh, wow.
So it was used for lots of TV and film, for lots of movies. Fact attack.
Actually, quite fact attack. It's kind of a tease because in this 2 minutes you only get to see Sarah's back and her sweaty arms and back. Do you reckon that's glycerin?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You wouldn't really. Your arms wouldn't sweat from doing chin-ups.
No, but if she'd been doing like other exercises leading up to that point, some star jumps, maybe some press-ups themselves, some running men.
Dogs.
Yeah. And I imagine there's no air conditioning and everyone's treated really badly, and it's obviously a very hot Southern California location. I'm quite sure she'd be sweating.
I don't know. I don't know. With the whole who would win in an arm wrestle, I think Ripley would probably win.
Oh, sorry, that was the question, wasn't it? I thought who would you trust in battle? My mistake. Again, I think Sarah would win because she works out more. Ripley doesn't do any working out. Ripley's more of a, like I said, a cerebral hero versus...
I don't know, if she gets more muscular like throughout the movies though.
I disagree.
So in the first... Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the fourth one? I know you fucking hate it, but...
The fourth one doesn't exist. It's not canon.
Oh, God.
In fact, we know that. Even 3 is not canon now because Neil Blomkamp is allegedly obviously making Alien 5. Having said that, that's something we can talk about because of the floppage of the Fantastic Four and the studio saying Josh Trank's an idiot and he was a fuck up on set and they don't want to work with him and he was a mess and they had to recut his film, and him saying the studio are interfering and they fucked up his script and his film and stuff. I wonder now if Neil Blomkamp, because Chappie didn't do that well at the box office, I wonder if they would actually greenlight Alien 5 now.
Well, there's been lots of articles about it. Would they pull it now?
Oh God, yeah, you can pull a film. Yeah, of course you can.
Really?
You can pull a film in the middle of production.
Fuck. Why didn't Chappie do that well? I actually really enjoyed that film and I thought it was going to be shit.
Because everyone, I think there was some not bad press, but people just going, "Ugh, it's set in South Africa again, in slums." But it's just like, but if that's where he sets lots of his films, it's like going, "Oh, Michael Mann sets all his crime dramas in Los Angeles." And you're like, okay, that's his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All James Cameron films predominantly blue. So yeah, no, I don't know. It was, I thought it was a really good film.
I enjoyed it.
They kind of shit all over Elysium though, going, "Oh, it was really boring and shit, and the story was paper thin." But I don't think it was. I think it was like a really good film. Elysium was good. Chappie was good. So yeah, no, I think everyone just decided it's one of those films where everyone just decides it's shit. The same way you, yeah, the same way you get a film that everyone says it's the best thing since sliced bread. A little bit like Mad Max, which doesn't really hold up to repeat viewings, everyone. And by the way, now I've watched it a few times. Max is quite ineffectual in that film, in the same sense that Indiana Jones is ineffectual in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Have you not seen that, like that movie thing? That, well, it's like a movie meme in a sense that people talk about, that if you took Indiana Jones and didn't have him in the story of Raiders of the Lost Ark, the same thing would happen. He has no effect on the story as a hero whatsoever. The only thing Indiana Jones does is help the Nazis get the Ark all the more quickly. Yeah. But it's absolutely true. All Indiana Jones does in that story is help the Nazis find the Ark quicker because he finds the Well of the Souls. And then the Nazis obviously intercept him, capture the Ark. He tries to get the Ark again. And then, you know, they escape on a ship. And then the Nazis find the ship with Captain Kananga. A black gentleman.
You sounded a bit more like Eddie Murphy then in Coming to America.
That's what Mr. Kananga sounds like.
Oh, okay.
He is black. So yeah, they get the Ark, and then the Nazis open the Ark, and God kills everyone. So Indiana Jones really didn't do anything apart from just hand the Ark over to the Nazis all the more quickly. He has no effect on the story up or down. And in the same sense that... what film is it talking about? Before Raiders?
Indiana Jones.
Before that.
Oh, Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max. He has no effect on the story whatsoever. He's not the hero of that story. The new one, yeah. He has no effect on that story whatsoever. He gets captured at the start. He escapes, but he doesn't. They turn him into...
Charlize Theron does way more of the work, doesn't she?
She's
like Mad Max in that movie.
They turn him into like a human blood transfusion bag for Nicholas Hoult, who plays Nooks. And then he gets free of his chains. He kind of escapes, falls in with Charlize Theron, and then they just drive in a truck for ages. And
do you know what though?
He doesn't do anything.
My favourite scene of her in it. I thought she played that part really well.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to have a film called Mad Max, you can't have your hero or the namesake of the film playing second fiddle to to a second character that the film's not named after. Or if you're going to do that, make it a double act. He doesn't really do anything. He has no effect on the story whatsoever. So it's a misstep for me. And now I've watched it a few times. It doesn't, hold up to repeat viewings. The stunts obviously are amazing, so kudos for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't hold up.
I'm kind of glad I only watched it once. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, no, I thought it was quite cool.
It is, yeah.
I
But
just, the guitar that had the flames coming out of it in front of the massive rig. I was like, yeah.
yeah, it's got some really good bits. But beyond that, it's all right.
I like all the steering wheels as well with like the skulls and things. They were really fucking cool.
So back to the original question. I don't think they will greenlight Alien 5 now.
Fuck. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing
because it's Fox. They'll have lost money on Fantastic Four. I just can't see them resurrecting a franchise whose last film was 1997, and the film it's actually like being a sequel to, because they're throwing those two out, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection.
But then again, they did it with fucking Dumb and Dumber, didn't they?
Yeah, and it wasn't very good, was it, Ellie?
Yeah, that's a good point. Shit. We were like, why would they do it? If they do it, it doesn't mean it's going to be good or not.
Well, yeah, I think making a sequel to Aliens, which was 30 years ago, it's not going to work. It's the same way they want to do Top Gun 2, and Tom Cruise won't do it unless all the flying is real and there's no CGI. Fair enough. Just do a different film with jets in it and not call it Top Gun 2.
True. Very true. Do you not think that a lot of the time when... Sorry, I'm going back to the 2 minutes. When you first see the T-1000 get in the car, do you not find that when he's in shot, it's always that kind of blue lighting, and it kind of makes him look kind of silver because he's really pale? Do you reckon that was on purpose?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that. I was just like, he's always kind of shot in this kind of blue lighting. And
Yeah, well, actually, it's something...
moves.
It's something we'll come to in later episodes, but the lighting design was done to convey like the machines. So everything, all the shots with kind of Arnold and Robert Patrick, up to halfway through the film, for Arnold anyway, it's always shot blue. So when he's like, "Of course, I'm a Terminator. Why? You know?" Ellie? Oh my God, we've lost her. Sorry, everyone. We've lost Ellie. We've lost Ellie. We've lost Ellie. Calling her back on Viber. Ellie?
Yeah, so that happened.
Call me. I'm calling you on Viber instead.
Okay, cool.
How's that?
Okay, cool.
No. Call Viber through the computer.
I can't. I don't have Viber on my computer.
Oh, God. All right, doesn't matter. Ellie, as I was saying,
Yes.
the lighting design was specifically chosen and thought of to be this way. So all the machine stuff was all in blue, all black and white, like very sharp, contrasty shadows. So up to a certain point, halfway through the film, in fact, Arnold in particular is always shot in blue.
Okay.
So,
Well,
and
it
he's
worked
like...
because I got that exact effect.
So when they get to the desert, when he's after the point where he's gone, of course I'm a Terminator. Why? You know, that sort of very specifically done in like blue with shadows, so he looks like very stoic and machine-like. When they get to the desert, when he gets his sunglasses stepped on at the mental hospital by the T-1000 when they escape in the lift, after that point, the lighting changes and you see him in like flesh tones.
Yeah. That to make him more like a father figure.
Yeah, so after they change his chip and he starts to learn how to become more human, the lighting gradually goes from this cobalt kind of blue and like very starky, contrasty shadows to this kind of like flesh tones and stuff. So as he becomes,
We've come to trust him, basically.
yeah. So he becomes more humanized. The lighting changes. Whereas Robert Patrick,
Nice.
up until the end when he's in the foundry, is always shot in blue.
That's fucking awesome. Never knew that.
So subliminally, you're meant to get the conveyance that these are machines.
Yeah. Well, it worked. Well done. Well
It did.
Woo!
And that's the end of that episode.
Hey, how long did we last?
Well, 34 minutes. 35 minutes.
With a few glitches in between. Yeah, no, that was cool. No, I feel like I've learned something from that episode.
We did, but the next one we need to have less dead air. Sorry, listeners. That wasn't anyone's fault. It's just there's a slight delay on Skype.
Sorry.
And Ellie was trying to be clever with her questions, but actually just hamstringing herself and the show.
Yeah, thanks. And just constant berating continues, so...
Tune in tomorrow.
Come in
For
tomorrow. Hasta la vista.
Tune in tomorrow for episode 8, which is minutes 14 to 16. Hasta la vista.
Why do all the machines want to kill